knowledge economy, it becomes very important. That is the how we are talking about the talent management. So, the days have gone when in the economy we were talking about the machinery and the capital only, and now and manpower or the human capital was not that much recognized. But now we talk about the new economy, and in the new economy, that is knowledge is the power. What Sri Krishna has told to Arjuna, that is a Jnanameva Shakti, knowledge is power, and therefore, in that case it becomes very important that we study this particular subject in this particular context. So, it is the introduction, non-traditional workers and their characteristics, non-traditional workers benefits and drawbacks, organizational reasons for employing. So, in the business environment we know it is a very dynamic and as we are just watching, that is the how in this century we are facing the different types of these challenges and especially the healthcare challenges are there, and it will affect definitely the business environment. And if we are not very cautious and sensitive about the social, political, economical, legal and technological aspects, then in that case it will be very difficult to run business successfully. So, if you want to run your business successfully, your organization successfully, you have to keep a watch on the dynamism of the business environment. But as we see, that is these dynamic is the vibrancy is there, but it is making more complex. So, complexity is also there in this particular profession or in this particular style of functioning. So, how this complexity that has we have to resolve and make it smooth, right. So, but it is a part of business, the complexity is the part of business. Every time there will be new challenges and then we have to see the solution for that particular problem. Then the uncertain, that is the naturally uncertainty is there, as I mentioned about the different dimensions about the spelt approaches, social, political, economical, legal and technological is there. Now, we also talk about the internal customer, external customers and supply, man, machine, material, money, method, minutes. So, it is the multifaceted. You cannot just focus on the single dimension and then you can work on that. No, we have to be capable, developing that capability, so that in this multifaceted business environment also we can smile, right, because there are the different situations, and in that situations also we are capable to do our business. Then the free reaching impact is there. So, in the case of the far reaching impact, it becomes very important, that is the how you are having the outreach. So, if the outreach to the society, simple like very old example is that is about the branding. So, for the far reaching impact, if we are talking about the branding, then this branding will be the main dimension, main factor, right. So, that is affecting to the society. But now we are not talking, as our Prime Minister says, that we have to think globally and act locally. So, that local mindset that will work. So, it is very important, that is we are having that far reaching impact of our business also. So, an impact is how far? Far means it is global. Then the relative is there, and therefore, in that case you will find that is this business dynamism that is becoming more and more dynamic and uncertain and complex. But who will handle this? Your talented employees. So, if these are the traits, but still the business is growing, flourishing. So, what is the reason? Reason is the manpower which you are having. That manpower is very highly motivated. Manpower is also dynamic. Manpower is knowledgeable. Manpower is experienced. Manpower is skillful. Manpower's attitude is to accept the challenge. If these are the dimensions are there, then definitely in that case you will find that is you are able to handle the business environment. So, what is to be done? Focus should be on knowledgeable and skilled human resources. Because of this complexity, right, it is a chakra view, and if the chakra view you are to enter and get exit from the chakra view, then definitely you are supposed to be the knowledgeable. First and foremost is the knowledge. So, what are your sources of knowledge? From where you get that particular knowledge? If the knowledge level is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 5 levels are there, knowledge level, 5 levels are there. And if the knowledge level are the 5 levels are there, right, then you have to reach to the level 5. So, your employees, they should be trained, they should be ready for the accepting the challenges, right. So, they should be competent, and therefore, but how they will what is a competency? So, that is a knowledge and skills. Now, skills, we will see the different dimensions. So, skills are also required, and those skills will be the technical skills, human skills, conceptual skills, analytical skills and designing skills. So, all these skills when your manpower is having, then nobody can stop your organization to grow. Development of human capital is considered a major investment in a company's success, because the dynamism of the business environment will be handled by your manpower, that is sure. So, you may use the technology, but technology, the main behind the technology, he is more important, that we should not forget. And therefore, what is required? To develop the knowledgeable manpower and skilled manpower. If your manpower, human capital is knowledgeable and skilled, so whatever the challenges come, whether the corona comes, right, or any natural calamity other comes, then in all the cases you will find that is your knowledgeable and skillful workforce that will handle the situation. Now, we will see the traditional workers. Who are the traditional workers? The traditional employment relationship is full time work under an open ended contract with a specific employer, employee benefits and protection against wrongful dismissal. So, I would like to mention that is the labor laws and the industrial relations, like here you will find that is the paid vacation. So, under which clause there is a paid vacation? So, paid vacation is under the Factories Act, Factories Act 1948. You will find there is a provision of EL, earned leave. For 15 days actual working, there will be the one earned leave will be there. So, that is the milk is there. This is also meal breaks, that is a spread over, that how long one can continue, and after that there should be the break, right. That is also under the Factories Act is there. Health, safety and security, this is there. So, here these are the protections against any wrongful dismissal is there. Perks and incentives are there. So, there is the Payment of Wages Act, Payment of Minimum Wages Act, and Payment of Wages Act, Payment of the Minimum Wages Act, and then the Payment of Bonus Act, right. So, therefore, and so many other provisions are there in different acts which are providing the perks and bonuses. So, and the Bonus Act, Payment of Bonus Act 1965. So, these bonuses is there. Pay rise, increment in all, Standing Order Act, right, that is an increment. The service conditions are there. So, therefore, the pay rise is there, annual increment is to be given. Employee allowance, again the compensation and benefits, right. Achievement award, that you can consider it as a welfare. Achievement award is recognition, employees welfare. So, this is the health, this is the safety and this is the welfare. So, under the Factories Act you will find that is whenever we are talking about the employee benefits, these are the minimum benefits, otherwise I will tell you, because the world has gone beyond all these acts. In the acts it is the minimum facility, but if you want to capture the human capital for your growth, as we have seen, that is it is the human capital which takes the organization up, the decision making, that is the choices, that is how to make the choices. It is a question of choices, that is what do you choose. right. So, therefore, it is always related to the employee benefits, what type of the benefits do you have. So, these are the minimum, and the maximum is the, that is you will find the best employers, and best employers there is the meals are available at the workplace, there are the breaks are available, virtual working hours are there, family is taken care by their welfare services, then the children's education allowance, children's studies, that has been also taken care, right. Earlier when it was the personal management and it was not the HRD, so that time it was, that is it is a personal matter of the employee, that is his child is admission in the school, it is a personal matter of employee. Organization has nothing to do with that, but those concepts are gone. Now, the HR department and the welfare departments and administration and HRD all are working and taking care of that their human capital is protected properly, healthcare issues protected properly, educational issues protected properly, right, family matters protected properly. So, if there is any service or assistance is required, if somebody is sick in the hospital, and then any service or assistance, organization is ready to provide that assistance, because now concept is of a family. So, it is a family, and therefore, in that case there will be always the protection will be there against the wrongful dismissal. So, Industrial Dispute Act, right. So, that is also the protection against the wrongful dismissal. But however, what I am talking about is the Act, Factors Act, Trade Union Act, Payment of Wages Act, Minimum Wages Act, the Industrial Dispute Act, Understanding Order Act, and Gratuity Act, right, all these acts, but these all these acts are for the traditional workers and they are more manufacturing oriented, because in these when these acts were made, then most of the influence was of the textile industries. So, I have worked as a labor officer in the textile industry. So, therefore, in that case I know that is this is all, right. So, 30 years back when I was executing these laws in my Hukumchand mill, so then that time it was the minimum. So, today when I see that whatever facilities are there under the act, so they are minimum which one employer can bear and has to bear. Now, the time has changed, your generation, so they are the non-traditional workers. So, who are the stakeholders in the non-traditional workers? You will find there are the many characters are there in the non-traditional workers, like the independent contractor is there, right. Here I will also connect this independent contractor with the outsource employee. So, earlier also there was a contractor, but the contractor was providing the labor and all doing the work inside the factory premises, but now it is the outsource employee. So, there is nothing like this, that is the you will have the all the employees on your muster roll. Muster roll means that is the regular employment to those employees, those workers, those who are doing the jobs. So, here you will find that is the job is given to a contractor has outsourced and outsourcing is done, and there are the outsourcing employees are there. However, the responsibilities remain with the principal employer, but getting work done and all these aspects that will be taken care by the contractor. So, this outsource agreement that is becoming very important is there. Now, the consultant, I will be discussing with you that is a special role of the consultant also. So, that consultant is becoming the very important. Nowadays, the business, there is no all the problem solver is working in the organization. It can be hired, the expert can be hired from outside. So, whether it is a law matter or whether it is a financial matter or it is a medical matter or it is related to the HRM. So, everywhere the consultants are there, and then you can take the services of consultant. Earlier also consultants were there, but they were not that much dominant. Organization was doing oneself. Very few organizations were having the consultant, otherwise their HR executive was doing all jobs the HR. Now, not like this, that is they will outsource the problem and somebody will solve and then charge and then the problem will be solved. No. It is HR head only who is supposed to be the expert of his area. So, therefore, that he will become the consultant. There are the free agents also. So, therefore, they will charge, but they will do your duty. So, we will find that in the organization there will be the free agents are also working. Then temporary workers for a period of time. For example, there is a festival season and you have to achieve the targets. So, for a short period of time you require to employ more employees. So, to employ the more employees, what you will do? You will have the temporary workers. भाई 3 महीने के लिए आ जाओ, काम कर जाओ. So, therefore, in that case that is the temporary workers are there. Outsource employee, already I have mentioned, the job is given to somebody and some organizations, some group, and then they are doing the job for that master company. Then the freelancer. So, whenever there is a need, call them. They will do their jobs, they will go away. So, there is nothing like a regular employment. So, they are the freelancers are there. Then the part-time workers, as we have seen, the full-time workers are there, regular employees are there, and there here you will find the part-time workers are there. So, these are the non-traditional workers. According to Conley and Gallagher 2004 paper, the broad term non-traditional workforce can be further broken down into 4 categories: temporary staff and leased employees. This leased is becoming very popular. I would also like to remind you about the economic recession of 2008-2009. So, there was no business. So, but they were having the manpower, and you will be surprised to know that manpower was leased to the competitors, because the paying the salary for those employees was not possible for the organization. So, in spite of the termination of the jobs, they were for lease for 2 years, 3 years, 1 year, and by the 2011 they were back. So, 2009 to 2011 whatever there was disturbances was there, that was handled by these companies, by the leasing the employees. Independent contractors, so that just 1-to-1, and the freelancer workers are there, those who will a particular issue, they will come, they will solve and they will go away. Direct hires, right, or in-house arrangements are there. So, therefore, regular employees, direct hires are in-house arrangement. So, organization is responsible for them. The organization is responsible for rest of the employees also. For the indirect their employment does not escape the employer to guard their safety and health issues, right, that is required to be done. So, there was no problem. Then the seasonal workers. Seasonal workers, as I mentioned, there is festival, and during the festival there will be requirement of the employees, that will be the seasonal workers. Or suddenly, like here you see in healthcare there is a lot of demand, global level demand. So, definitely that is a seasonal workers will be there, those who will be involved into these particular jobs, and then they will be servicing the society. So, why companies are increasingly focused on hiring non-traditional workers, right. So, therefore, what is important? Customized projects are required, right. So, in the customized projects, the globalization, in the case of the globalization, the workers, suppose they have to employees, they have to go to the Europe for a period of time. So, naturally there will be the non-traditional workers will be hired, full time, part time, freelancers will be hired, and then they will be sent at the particular time period, they will come back, bye bye. So, therefore, in that case that is one sort of globalization, customized projects. Another one is the managing multiple projects accurately, right. So, therefore, in that case that is how the projects are to be done. So, those projects are there have been multiple projects are these because of the freelancers, because of the part time workers, because of the full time workers day hire, or then there are the consultants, there are the outsource employees, right. So, therefore, in this case you can manage the multiple projects. So, that you have to learn, that is the what is required is that is the you have to make the managing the multiple projects accurately, and then you will be able to do that. Independent professionals. Independent professionals are a special group of contingent workers, non-traditional workers, right. So, therefore, there will be the non-traditional workers professionals, these all non-traditional, right. So, what are they? They are these non-traditional workers, you will find they are the contingent knowledge workers are there. So, for example, a simple example I would like to give. So, that is if you want to respond to the income tax, you go to the chartered accountant. If there is any disease, you go to the doctor. If there is any civil work is there, you hire a person and get job done and then pay. So, therefore, contingent knowledge workers are there, those who are experts in their skills and knowledge and skills. So, that is supervising or counseling single tasks or performing staff functions that they carry out on or off site. So, whenever they are carrying out these on or off site jobs, right. So, they will be for a period of time doing jobs, going away. So, they are non-traditional workers are there, right. So, skilled contingent workers are there. So, these skilled contingent workers, as I mentioned, a particular skill is required, maybe the skill required for the civil or for the electrical, right, mechanical jobs, right. But in most of the mechanical jobs, definitely there are most employees are permanent, while in case of the civil and electrical, so there are the less number of regular employees. Employees may be more, but they are not regular employees. So, there are the few regular employees are there. So, what are the characteristics of independent professionals? They are not employed in the traditional way, not on the muster roll, that they are not into that direct employees list, but rather bear the responsibility for their work arrangements. But they do the similarly they bear the responsibility, they do the jobs as a permanent workers. They need to find clients, because they have to identify where is the requirement, define the project details, what is the project is there, execute the task specified and reach the defined goals. So, therefore, when you are executing the task specified as per the project details, you will be reaching the defined goals are there. Have top notch expertise and training as well as the latest knowledge in their particular field of work. So, therefore, that top notch expertise and that we have to sometimes for the non-traditional workers we have to provide the training, like for the outsource employees. The regular employees will go, they will give the training and ask them to do the job, as well as the latest knowledge in their particular field of work. Keep knowledge and skills up to date and remaining ahead of the competitions, that is the task, right. So, therefore, you have to see it is not necessary that you are the regular employees, and after 10 years if you have enough money you will start your own enterprise, but you cannot escape from the knowledge and skills update. More you will be knowledge and skills updated, better will be the knowledge economy. Advantages of the independent professionals, this type of these talented people. Flexibility in type and amount of labor resource can address the staffing gaps. Savings in benefits and taxes, immediate access to expertise not present internally, that is a new knowledge and insight, as we know that is the technology level G1, G2, G3, G4, T1, T2, T3, T4. So, the technology level is going high, and like you are working on 5G, Japan is working on 7G. So, you have to see that is the how your old workers, traditional workers, how long they will go with that journey. So, therefore, they have to access to expertise not present internally, provide new knowledge and insight. Savings in long term compensation and cost is there. Naturally, when you are doing these independent professionals, you are having the long term benefits are there, but there are certain disadvantages also. Everything is not cream. Weakening of the labor market position of the permanent workers, right. So, therefore, as a result of which the people are now they are not going for the permanent workers, they are looking for the temporary workers. So, lack of integration into workplace culture, this is a very important issue, because they are not used to work, it is outsourced. So, culture is not known, and if the culture is not known, right, then it will be difficult to adjust with the organization and giving the output to the organization. Loss of employee loyalty and moral, because they are not permanent employees, so there is no law. Today is the for 3 months the one employer is there, next 3 months is another employer. Confidentiality can be hampered, and that knowledge, because when they leave after doing their task, they are not living as it is, they are living with that knowledge about your business secret, and therefore they are becoming the more knowledgeable workers. So, benefits of being an independent professionals are reasons for becoming an independent professional, motivational factors, positive factors from which the contractor hope to gain, right, that is the push motives and pull motives are there. And reasons for becoming an independent professional is, that is the situations or events that propel the professionals into choosing to contract their services. Push motives and pull motives are there. So, what are the push motives? Push motives indicate the wish to avoid negative aspects of any other form of employment other than contingent work. The pull motives explain positive expectations concerning the assignments undertaken on a project basis. Desire to escape from the corporate life and incompetent management. Expectations of earning more than permanent workers, that is the pull motives are there for these non-traditional workers. To gain more influence on respect among peers. Dissatisfaction with career management. Pull motive, flexibility of lifestyle, because your independence, flexibility is there. Freedom to choose their assignments and the nature of the work. So, these situational factors are there, which the push motives are those events over which the independent professionals has no control and that cannot be anticipated. Situations related to the job security of the employee and financial instability of the employer is there. Change in the working environment, different location or bad working conditions, long hours are there, these are the situational factors are there. While in case of the pull motives on the other hand are explained by the situation in which becoming a contractor is the best option, right. So, therefore, if the pull motives are there, there is a requirement, and there are certain jobs in which they like in the tourism, like the healthcare, service industries, like the IT. So, most of the service industry, maybe the hotel management, right, the hotel and hospital and all. So, therefore, in that case what is required, that is becoming a contractor is the best option. So, it depends on the area basically, and in the which area you are going for that particular independent workers the utility, his knowledge, his skills, right. And when we are talking about the new economy, it is a temporary workers economy, it is a knowledge economy. So, if you have the knowledge and skills, be independent, right. If you are independent, then you are successful. However, as we have seen the advantages and disadvantages, there are certain disadvantages, no doubt about it that there are certain disadvantages. But the basically what is required is, that is the you have to decide whether you want to be the push or pull motives, and your motives will decide, that is the you are the successful or not. So, finally, what I can say is, drawbacks of being an independent professional. They often lack basic protection with regard to a minimum wage, health and safety and retirement security. So, this is to be taken care of. So, here we will find, that is the whenever we are talking about to an independent professional, protection with regard to a minimum wage. So, sometimes there are not minimum wages, health and safety are there. So, therefore, in that case that is becoming the more and more important, that is the there is no protection, health and safety, like in the case of the regular employees, there as I mentioned different laws are there, protection is there, protection against these particular challenges. So, therefore, in case health and safety, that will be the issue, and retirement security. However, now there is a new pension scheme, so that old pension scheme concept has gone, but still they are protected. So, therefore, in the regular employment these are the issues. If you can manage with your knowledge, you can manage your earning, you can manage your the expenditure of health and safety, and then you can live independently after the certain age, on your own, then definitely there will be nothing like to be an independent professional. So, major disadvantage, uncertainty with regard to the job employment. So, there is no job employment, income, unbalanced time schedules. So, nothing like regular, and the lack of company benefits. So, those company benefits are there, that will be lacking. But dear friends, those who create their own company, independent workers to the independent owner, that journey that we dream, it is today. Yes, these issues are there in the beginning, but after 5 years the person is the employer, he is employing others and taking care of these issues of the others, rather in addition to in addition to himself. So, therefore, in that case these with these drawbacks and the disadvantage, you have to see, the talent has to see, that is they want to be the traditional workers or non-traditional workers, they want to be the independent workers. It is a knowledge economy. If you have the knowledge and skills, believe me that you will be the potential employer rather than becoming the only an employee. So, this is all about these traditional and non-traditional workers. Thank you.